We have already used some functions in the previous examples, like class of, show properties, or get edit material. Functions are basically commands that we give to 3ds Max. Let's think back to the simple banana milkshake example and the particular functions we used there. We used go in the go to the grocery store and go back home lines, and we used buy in the buy bananas and buy milk lines. If you look at these functions, they both operate correctly using certain parameters that we supply. The go function, for example, needed a where to parameter, which was to the grocery store in the first case and back home in the second. The same way, the buy function's input parameter was what to buy, being bananas and milk respectively. MaxScript functions operate in the same way. If a function needs a parameter, you will write the function name, then list the parameter values, or variables holding the values. If a function doesn't need any parameters, you'll just use its simple form, like get or buy, using the brackets after its name. If we open the help file at any function's description, we'll get the list of all available properties for the given functions, and the parameters' expected value types. Let's check the help description of a function we already know, like show properties. So let's open the MaxScript help for show properties. Show properties. It already found it. So just double click on the name, and there you have it. This is the description, the definition of the show properties function. After the name of the function, there is a list of the parameters that the function will need to actually work. For all function definitions in the help file for MaxScript, it will use the same kind of signs basically to show what parameters are optional and what parameters are required. So I'll just quickly explain how these are defined. On this slide you can see the show properties function definition the way it was in the help file. Basically, a parameter in the description can be between angle brackets, meaning it's a required parameter. If it's not supplied, the function will fail. In the case of show properties, the only such parameter is the max entity to list the properties of. That's the max wrapper object. That's the first parameter. When a parameter type can be any type of max value, meaning that it could be something as simple as a geometry object or controller, modifier, well, basically anything that you can find in Max, it will be named a max wrapper object in the MaxScript help. If the parameter is between brackets, these rectangular brackets, that means that they are optional. You don't need to supply them for the function to work. Usually, these optional parameters are used in some special case scenarios to add extra data to the function's work. Say, I could define my buy function in the following way. Buy with two parameters. One is a required parameter of object type, and the other one is an optional parameter, which is the object count. We made it optional because, let's say, if it's not supplied, the default behavior buys one of the given object. So we could use this function as follows. Buy banana, which would buy us one single banana, or we could go buy banana 5, which would get us 5 bananas. Let's say we want to define the function so that we could actually switch the order of the parameters, and instead of the buy banana 5 line, we would have buy 5 banana. As you can see, in this case we switched the values 5 and banana. This will surely result in a script failure using the current definition of our buy function, since for the first parameter the function expects an object type. 5 isn't a type, it's a number, so the evaluation would error out after reading the first parameter. To overcome this limitation, some functions give a name to their parameters. That way, when we are calling the function, we can actually name the values, thus associating the values with the given parameters. This is through using the third type of parameter description item we have seen in the help for show properties, the toStream one. This was an optional one, but here we can see this to, which is the actual name of the parameter. So in the case of our buy function, we could have buy object type as it was before, then we could name the count here